Okay, party people, old school pool, aka swim eye view. Just leaving this parking spot here, putting my camera on. This is the Annapolis River. Quite nice. Actually want to go swim there, but I've heard it's not clean in the water. There's a lot of houses along here, and they put their sewage in it. Apparently, I don't know. I'm going to one day, but anyway, yeah. Welcome to my channel, Old School Pool, and I've been meaning to make these vlogs for quite some time on my swim. I made a video yesterday and actually had the sound on mute, so I'm re-recording. I'm going up to what's called Long Lake in the mountain here, and it's not too far from where I live. I try to kind of keep local when I swim. Do take a few jaunts with a 40-minute drive or so, and go into deep woods territory for lake swims. It's late spring, although the spring is late, and there's a lot of black flies. So yeah, if you want to avoid the black flies, I just try and tend to stick to lakes that are off the side of the highway or the road and get in as quick as I can. So we're going up into this mountain range here. It's called mountains, but they're part of the old, they're part of the Appalachian Mountain Range here in Nova Scotia. A lot of that range is in the USA, and it's the oldest mountain range in the world, but over hundreds of millions of years. It's decayed, and they're not as new as, say, the Rockies or the Alps or the Andes, and they're jutted out and mega mountains. But this mountain range goes all the way up to Cape Breton. They're more like foothills to me, basically, if you've been to the Rockies or you've been to the Alps. And there's a few lakes up here. One I'm going to is a local lake I go to that nobody really swims. And I just go down a trail, park my car, get in. It's quite small. I call it my own little training lake. But you shouldn't speak or think uh, too much ahead of time or whatever, because one time I've only known me to be the only one swim there. And I was thinking about this one day when I was out there swimming. Like, gee, I've got my own little private Idaho here, right? And I turn around and there's a guy dressed in a wetsuit and just about to swim. But apparently I've heard that people do swim there. But the time I go, which is about 9 o'clock right now a.m., there's nobody. And as you can tell, it's a bit cloudy, overcast, well, quite overcast, sprinkler rain. So we should go and find out what we can see. We like to look at birds. Um, Maybe along the shore you could probably see some animals, as well as these vlogs are going to be about like water resistant training that I do. Been doing that for quite a long time. Rain, shine, hail, snow, winter, ice swimming, ice breaking. You go back to my previous videos in my channel, you'll see me swimming in the middle of winter in -24 wind chill, and the water, well, it's frozen. I made way for open water, and only that. When you get, if you can find flowing water in the winter and it's -degrees, it has less chance of freezing than a still lake. This is runoff from a lake that turns into a stream, and there's a few pools in there that I swim with a bit of smash. Move some ice about. I've got open water, and the water will only be 0 degrees, -1. Otherwise, it's frozen. So yeah, the wind's normally colder than the water. Anyway, gonna make this turn off up here. Coming up. Got my Robins, is the local provincial brand takeout tea, celebrating 50 years. Robin tea, quite strong tea. Gets me out and about, gets me going in the morning. Can't quite see the mountain up here because it's low-lying clouds, so it's not that high. Don't even think it reaches 1,000 meters. Yeah, so I was saying we've had a late spring, arrived late, and a week or so ago it was quite nice, sunny, low 20s, and it's almost like old man winter has reared its ugly head. Now the car says it's 8 degrees, probably 6 in the wind chill. It's been raining quite a bit, so the lakes have turned a little bit colder. I was swimming in the afternoon, late afternoon, in my shorts. It was fresh, but good swim. I like it fresh, wakes you up, makes you feel alive. But yeah, I was literally swimming in my shorts. So the water was probably 12, 13, 14. I could do shorts. Don't mind that. I've got my 5.6 mil suit on today. For some reason the water's got a lot colder. And I'd like to be, I prefer to be warmer. I like it sometimes to wear a thinner suit just to feel a bit fresh and wait, come alive. Something about jumping into cold water that make you wake up. Not literally like you're asleep, wake up and you need coffee or a tea, but just wake your soul up. Yeah, well, it's beautiful up here. There's a campground up here as well that I've camped a few times. There's a look-off point. Most of the leaves are out now on the trees, so that's good. Taking that quite a while as well. So I'm not too sure about this microphone in the camera. It does pick up the voice in the waterproof case. But the thing I've noticed with the stabilization is it's not that great. So I might just use this camera as a dash cam from a car, and then get another proper action camera to do these vlogs. Like I said, I've been meaning to do them for quite a while. It's been one thing after another. But yeah, like I said, it's quite cloudy here, so we might not see many birds in the sky. And I'll be doing some tutorial water resistant workouts that I mentioned. I've been doing them for the last, well, I've been doing them quite a long time. I normally train in the summer in lakes, rivers, well, all year round, and then come swell season, which is later in the summer, I'll head to the ocean. I live right on the ocean here, but it's Bay of Fundy side, which doesn't create surf swells. You have to go to the South Shore or outside the city of Halifax, and normally some surf beaches there that get pretty good. Quite popular now. Has been since the 70s. Discovered that there was surf there and people surfing there and whatnot. I've surfed there. I used to surf before I body surfed, and then started body surfing when I was surfing, and just fell more in love with body surfing. And I, AKA, have to carry a board, worry about my board all the time, and I could go more places body surfing than actual surfers could, more beach breaks and stuff. Keep away from the crowds. USA where I lived for many years, and just fell in love with body surfing. So I've always been a swimmer. That's my to go to. But for body surfing, you obviously need waves, and better waves happen later in the summer. here with especially in hurricanes world, you can get some quite big surf in Nova Scotia. But this is not far down this little trail here. Right. Yeah, there's nobody. Don't speak too soon, or don't think too soon, because, like I said, I've been coming here for quite a few years, and I was out in this lake one day, thinking to myself, "Geez, bloody hell, got this whole place to myself. It's like my own little swimming pool, you know." And sure enough, after thinking that, I turn around and there's a guy waiting to get in with his wetsuit on. But not that I mind other people, but I try and swim places that are remote by myself, just because I like the peace and tranquility of it all. So, hey, hi people. This is Long Lake, I think it's called. The other one across the street is called Catskill Lake. That's a lot bigger. This one is probably very cloudy up here. Oh, flying fog, cloud. Yeah, water's probably warmer than the air. But it's probably about 300 meters across, if that, and maybe 400 wide. So I was going to go over the wide side. I want to get a good looking train in, and I just enter as quick as I can. Basically, just get submerged. Probably swim as close to the shore as I can, because otherwise you can't really see anything. But yeah, like I mentioned, I took a camera across the other side of the road here yesterday. Made a good little video, but somehow, for some reason, I accidentally hit the mute button and there wasn't any sound. So I don't know which lake I prefer. This one is kind of a little, well, there's no foot traffic. The other one, people walk along the trail there, the dogs and stuff, but here there's no one. Unless it's midsummer, there'll be people during the noon or the afternoon swimming, maybe. I've heard a few nudist pavers come down here and stuff. I've never seen anybody until I mentioned a guy after 4:30 in the evening comes down here, and that's about it. That's all I've seen here. 2 years. Yeah, we're just taking a nice little slow swim. It's probably only about 4 feet right here. I reckon the deepest is in the middle, obviously, and about 20 feet. Normally I try and train in the morning, depends what kind of time of year. I'll do probably 30 minutes power swims. I've got a pair of fins on just because I want to work my, focus on the muscle group and the legs. And also without fins, I tend to do a lot of breaststroke, and it was hurting my knees, but with fins you don't tend to use the frog leg kick, so it's working out better. But I'm isolating that muscle group, the thighs and the calves and the hamstrings, depending on which way I'm swimming. Right now I'm just using regular breaststroke, but freestyle kick, or just, regular scuba kick, scuba diving kick, that is. And if I want, then I'll just switch and use kind of like a, I don't do backstroke because of bad shoulders. I just tend to use a pec deck kind of push. And I do more isolation when I want to, like I'm actually using dumbbells for flies and stuff. Different kind of variations in height. That way I'm isolating different muscle groups, and then I can do underneath ones as well.
to isolate chest and stuff. I can't believe how shallow it is here. Yeah. This used to actually, it was a lake, then it turned into a reservoir for drinking water for the town below, Bridgetown. It's quite a little quaint little town, not much there. They've got a new sports field with a running track there, that's pretty cool. What I tend to do when I get in is you're going to breathe heavy, because obviously you're going to feel a little bit cold temp, especially this time of year, to try and get my breathing and heart rate down. And every now and then I do like to submerge my head. It's kind of like the whole point of me swimming is that I'm kind of baptizing my soul in a way, you know. It just feels good. I do polar dips in the winter, that helps as well, but fully submerged, even in the winter I like to fully submerge myself, but obviously you can't keep your head in the 0 degree water that long. So it's keep your head above water, and yeah, it's really shallow here. Wow. I normally swim a little bit further out. I swim all the time, but for some reason this seems really shallow. Yeah. You can hear some nice birds out there in the trees. My breathing still hasn't kind of stabilised. Probably because I'm trying to narrate what I'm doing and swim at the same time. Just have a little bit of a... Hopefully you can hear them birds there. A little submerge. It's a little shock on the video, I noticed that. I was trying to do it really slow. The main thing I guess on this video is I'm just checking out the stabilisation on the camera. I've had the footage from yesterday and I've checked it out on the computer and it's still not that stable, so yeah. So I might have to change cameras. Obviously it's a better watch with a better stabilisation in the video. But there's normally quite a few things you can see swimming that you can't looking at a lake from the inside out, and a swim eye view as I call it. A lot of insects as well. They kind of, well, no pun intended, bug me when I'm not swimming, but when I'm swimming, well, I've swum in places where they attack you when you're swimming, and I used to wear a hat with a trying to think of the word now. Dragonfly. Insects that are on wires to scare away other insects. That kind of helps actually. I had to wear them on a hat, and they would spring in motion, and other insects would, like mosquitoes, would be less frequent around your head. Yeah, but this is up in the Arctic and the Northwest Territories. Did a lot of swimming up there. Just thawed streams and stuff in the beginning, and then on the Great Mackenzie River, the longest river in Canada. I swim there in the channel. It's quite a fast flowing river. I'd find eddies and stuff, and you could swim up the river and an eddy and then dart in, and then you would actually fly down with the current, and there would be water planes taking off and coming in. One wasn't too far from me one time swimming. A lot of float planes and stuff along the side of the shore where I used to swim in one spot in particular. For me they were quite annoying, to be honest, but it was good to see them when you weren't swimming. There's just one particular spot I had, and there would be a float plane, a few of them, and I'd be swimming and they would be getting ready to take off. One came banking in once, and it wasn't really looking to see what kind of objects were in the river. Could have been a boat, fishing boat. They wouldn't have presumed a swimmer because not really many people swim there. And lo and behold, it landed probably 100 feet away, and I was pretty pissed off about it, to be honest. I found the pilot and had a few words with him, to be honest, because he wasn't looking. But there you go. Kind of reminds me right now of Apocalypse Now and him swimming in that river. I normally swim a lot faster and a lot more power strokes, but because I'm recording a video, I'm just kind of, you know, looking and taking it easy, seeing what we can see. Not much today, obviously, because it's quite foggy. Low pressure clouds. Normally we see a lot of eagles out here. Kite spiders on the lake. Other crazy insects, and some animals come to the shore. A lot of deer in Nova Scotia. Lots. Got to watch out when you're driving. And if there's one, there's two. If you see one, you must slow down. You've got to slow down. You'll think the one that's passed by and gone into the woods, and that's it. But there's always one following. And people make that mistake driving. They think they keep the speed. They keep at their speed. The deer's passed over the road. They keep driving the same speed, and then bang, they've hit the other one coming out of the road. I've learnt that lesson. I clipped a deer's tail, literally clipped a deer's tail of about 1 millimetre. Lucky not to hit it. The water's not too bad, it's quite fresh. I'd say I probably wouldn't swim in a pair of shorts in here right now. Not for more than half an hour anyway. This has no cabins on this lake. There's no other entrance apart from the entrance I came in. So there's definitely some wildlife in here, I've seen it. I'll be doing a lot more vlogs on different lakes, different ways in getting to different lakes. There's 3,000 lakes in Nova Scotia. I mean, you can't swim all of them, and some of them you can't get to. But I've got a handful of lakes I swim locally, and a handful I swim remotely, and there's others that I've been meaning to try and get to. you know, I get there when I can. Always like to swim different lakes, different challenges and stuff, right? What I noticed yesterday was that when I was recording, I did my swim, I was quite slow and stuff, is that once I'd done my video, after about 20 minutes or so, I turned the camera off and had a good power swim back to, you know, where I got in. Just seeing if there's any nests up in the trees here. Normally you get some eagle nests and stuff. Not much today, I'm afraid, but yeah, keep with. Probably going to make a few videos a week, and instructional videos on power swims, water resistance training. I don't swim like a normal swimmer, because I body surf, and that's a completely different, you use completely different strokes body surfing than you do as a normal swimmer. Obviously there's crawl that you use body surfing, but there's other methods and strokes that you do. There's a little, I don't know what that would be called, a little lake fly right here. A lot of crazy insects, they're really quite mad looking. He's weaving his way around on the lake there. Yeah. Awesome. Get out the outdoors. Obviously I've got the opportunity, living where I do, I've got access to swimming outdoors. I'm an open water swimmer. I don't swim pools unless I really have to, and that's very occasional. I swim the pool. I don't like the chlorine, I don't like people being in there. I don't like the whole process of getting into a local pool and stuff, and this is obviously a lot cheaper, and so I have a lot more freedom swimming open water. But yeah, if you're new to swimming, like I mentioned, I'll be doing some instructional videos on just basic water resistance training. Get to the nearest lake, river, stream or ocean you can, right? Unless you, well, there's lakes everywhere. Okay, coming up to this beaver house up here. I don't like to get too involved in going into beaver territory, beaver house territory, but I think it's dormant, it's been there a while. Normally, some places I swim, there's wildlife activity, and they control it, especially in more public environments. They trap them, relocate them to more remote places. There's also a lot of snapping turtles, which are quite cool looking, but I always worry when I'm swimming that I'll get bitten by one. But they're more afraid of you than you are them, and they just swim away. But I don't know, they're quite spooky. So this isn't just a mound of branches that have just been put together. There's definitely been a beaver here. Let's have a look at this. That's what this is right here. It's mostly a big branch actually. But the reason you'll know that it's beaver, I'll just show you real quick. I hope I haven't woken him up, Mr. Little Beaver. There you go. Definitely a beaver moor right there. And then there, see how that's point to it. I don't know why they do that. Well, you can see the difference way that's gnawed around, so that's definitely a beaver. But I don't know why they put it into a point there. I'll have to look that up. Some kind of angle. Really can't bother them too much. Just tend to stick away from animals' habitats, right? It's good to take a picture, but yeah, have a look, don't feed, that kind of thing, right? Lots of people do, which ain't right, I don't think, personally. They become tamed and keep coming back and become part of a nuisance to the public, right? Foxes, deer, well, they won't get used to people feeding them. If they do, they will come back and just eat the feed and go away. A little mosquito, like that. Foxes will. They'll get tamed by food, keep coming back. And all of a sudden you've got what was a wild animal into a household animal. Sounds like the fog's cleared up a bit. Like I said, I like just to dip my head. It just refreshes my mind, refreshes my soul, my being. Even when it's cold, I like to just always refresh my head. Take a dump on my head. Obviously I'm bobbing up and down here, so it's obviously going to be some kind of movement in the camera. Bear with. I think you'll get the gist of it. And if you like what I do, yeah, give us a subscribe, a thumbs up, a like, a share, that would be much appreciated. Yeah, bear with, there's going to be quite a journey coming up. Going to be doing some ocean swims, not too far from where I live, just down the road really, and calm days, some other rivers I know. Anyways, well, haven't seen much today, but like I said, we'll be doing a few videos each week. Stay positive, you know, get out to the outdoors, try and swim if you love swimming, try and make it outdoors. I know some places ain't that clean, but you know, wear a suit if you need be. Don't drink the water. Wash as soon as you get out. And you can be enjoying outdoor swim more than a pool. Oh, that's it for me. Until next time. Okay.